most exciting thing ever to happen to me in my career happened recently, but firstly, I just need to tell you how great you look today. I really, really like your shirt. Fashion aside though, I have recently been appointed CEO of Lego. I know, it is so exciting. First ever female CEO for the company. It's a really big monumental change. So in a couple of weeks, I will be moving over to Denmark to start up this position. But remember, don't actually, look that up because, it won't actually say that I'm the CEO, but trust me, I am. It's fine. But how did you become CEO? Well, a couple of months ago, I was explaining some of the ideas that I had that I would put into play if I was the CEO for Lego, and so many people voted for me. It was just incredible. There was such an amazing response for just how many people really wanted me to become CEO. There was also a lot of people who called me trash, but that's fine. But apparently that's all you really needed to become the CEO of Lego. So, congratulations to me. And this is such a big occasion for me, so much so that it even made the local news recently. So I thought I would share some more of the ideas that I will be putting into play as the new CEO of Lego. Starting off my campaign as CEO, I did mention the fact that I wanted to retire the Black Panther bust as well as the giant Hulkbuster set. Now, there was a lot of uproar with this comment. Some people thought that meant that I wanted to retire Marvel entirely. It doesn't. Marvel can stay. However, these two sets cannot. They are just absolutely appalling. The Hulkbuster for obvious reasons, but let's talk about the Black Panther bust. A lot of people were saying this was racist or that this was disrespectful because it's a momentous set and a memorial for him and just a celebration. But here's the thing, right? If all that was really true, wouldn't we have gotten a set that was a little bit, better than this? One that people actually would, want to go and purchase and that wasn't overpriced, a very clear cash grab, and openly taking advantage of the fact that a lot of people are into Lego and spending insane amounts on it recently by making it such an expensive set, rather than a smaller helmet that people, were asking for and then saying that the reason they didn't is because it didn't work out. Guys, you're Lego designers, figure this out. But now this set will be retiring. Eventually, we will make a much better tribute set to Chadwick Boseman and to Black Panther in general, because this honestly felt a little bit insulting. Next up on the chopping block was Mario. As for the electronic system, I want to burn it. I want to get rid of it. If Nintendo doesn't like that and doesn't want to do regular minifigures, well, I'm sorry. I would rather my company lose money than work with Nintendo and not give people something that they are going to spend a lot of money on or are asking for. Molded heads for Mario. That is my solution to that sort of loophole there. I'm sorry to everyone who wanted Zelda. If Nintendo wants to cancel my partnership with them because of that, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Team Sonic. Now, when it comes to Lego Star Wars, what I really want to do is balance out the amount of sets we get from each movie. There are a lot of prequel fans who are now in that early 20s, young adult market, as well as, I guess, a couple of late teenagers. And then, of course, we have the adults who really grew up on the original trilogy. So my solution is to find a nice balance between all of this, which in this case really involves jacking up and increasing our production on prequels themed sets. The original trilogy will still be a major staple of Lego Star Wars. However, I do not want to ever release too many original trilogy sets and too many prequel sets all at once. There always has to be a mix. As for the sequels as well, as much as I guess some of the older fans hate them.
Look, dog, you're just mad the franchise isn't aging with you.
Maybe like 1 or 2 a year, just in case you missed some of them. We gotta have some representation there. Same deal when it comes to Rebels, Mandalorian, and any of the TV shows. At least I want one of each thing to show up in some way, shape, or form at least once a year or once every 2 years. We've really got to round out our Star Wars sets here. Heading over to Harry Potter, and honestly this will be my first point of action, is to make sure that a modular Gringotts gets made, though it looks like the team already might have beaten me to that, but either way I'm gonna make sure that that happens. So now that we've recapped my campaign points, I really want to touch on some of the other things that I will be enacting on as the new CEO of Lego, which firstly is going to be reducing the amount of $300 plus sets that release per year. Now, over the last 2 years, Lego has increased production on the amount of giant direct-to-consumer sets, and it has been a lot. And also I feel like the quality and detail, especially when it comes to sets that may have minifigures, has decreased in this area. So in order to reduce that, I'm gonna cut down on how many of these giant sets get released. Now, for all of you wondering about my company's revenue and profits, don't worry, I will explain myself later. But firstly, I just want to keep them going so that maybe one comes out every 2 months, every 3 months. We'll still have some giant sets like the UCS Falcon, the Eiffel Tower, the Titanic, the Colosseum, but they are going to be a a little bit more spread out and not quite one back to back to back each year, because that is honestly a lot. If I'm not releasing so many giant expensive D2Cs back to back, it is going to allow people to buy more sets, which means hopefully they will be returning into LEGO stores a little bit more often and buying a bunch of different products rather than splurging once a year on something like the Eiffel Tower and then not really stepping back to see what other products I have to offer. For all my Ninjago fans out there as well, I know that you guys have been complaining about the legacy heads not actually matching the, you know, minifigures and the way they're supposed to look in the TV show. So that's another thing I will be doing, is making accurate Ninjago legacy minifigures, because this version of Kai is not the Kai that I grew up with the first season of Ninjago. I'd really like to see him actually return. Let's make these things accurate and representative of the media that they are trying to portray, rather than trying to rewrite Ninjago history and making everyone upset. Now, in my original campaign, I had a lot of comments about where's Bionicle? What happened to Bionicle? Bring back Bionicle and I'll vote for you. Okay, I'm hearing you. I'll do something. Now, admittedly, a Bionicle in its regular form, I don't think I can quite stretch that far, besides maybe like a gift with purchase that's not like brick built, like the one that's coming out in a couple of months. Maybe we'll bring back some of those pieces, but those molds are expensive. So my idea instead was to have one set each year that was based off a nostalgic theme, similarly to the Lion Knight's Castle and the Galaxy Space Explorer, where they are done under the LEGO Icons theme. For example, one year we can have a LEGO Atlantis Icons set, we can have a Dino set, a Power Miners set, a castle, Vikings, pirates, space, whatever it is, Space Police. Bionicle would also be included in this, and I guess to some extent we should also probably do like Nexo Knights, Hero Factory, maybe even video just for fun, but that is one thing that I would really like to do. And as well, every single one of these sets will have an accompanying gift with purchase. We're gonna tap into that nostalgia market, but also make it very fun, very general, and very classic LEGO based. That's what I really want to go for here. And again, not super expensive, because if I make it too expensive, then people who want to buy things like the Lion Knight's Castle, aka me, but don't want to spend that much money on it, aka me, can go and buy this set and not feel like it's that big of a burden on their wallet or to their LEGO budget or to their spending or whatever. Like, if you're trying to save money and we keep releasing big sets, people aren't going to buy them. But if you're trying to save money and we're releasing $200 sets, cha-ching. Going off the back as well of having fewer direct-to-consumer sets, I also just want to have fewer sets in general, because recently there has been a lot of filler sets, as I like to call them, which are basically just the same set made multiple times, and honestly they're a little bit boring. Now, it does allow for people to have a bit of variety when it comes to these type of sets. You can pick what characters you like, what type of things you like, but in order to just save our budgets a little bit and make sure that we're using our machines to the fullest ability when it comes to new printing and new minifigure parts, and even I guess just new molds, I really want to cut down the amount of these filler sets. So for example, we're going to have one of these small Marvel mechs a year, one random Harry Potter set, though we could also just cut these entirely and then like prolong the theme a little bit more, which is also one idea. Now, this last one I have heard calls far and wide asking for this to be fixed or upgraded or changed in any sort of way, and I am proud to announce that I will officially be changing the VIP program. Currently, the VIP program, it's complicated, it's hard to use, it's hard to understand. If you make a mistake, you are sat on customer support for hours, and shout out to my beloved customer support team for doing an amazing job, but just the system should work better, full stop. With the increasing amount of people buying LEGO sets from Costco due to their steep deals, and Walmart and Target and Amazon, just because overall they're a lot cheaper and, you know, actually have deals, I really want to make some changes to the VIP program to get these people buying again from LEGO stores, which in turn is going to make me more profit, because if you're buying directly from me rather than a third party, I'm going to get majority of the money again. So by increasing the VIP threshold for points up to 10% from 5%, basically, essentially, you will always be getting double VIP points. Hopefully, this should bring a lot more people buying things from the LEGO stores. And not just on release day, on just a regular sort of trip to your shopping center or your local mall, you might want to go and buy a set from the LEGO store rather than waiting for Target or Amazon or Walmart or whatever. Which then means as well, when we get to double VIP point promotions, it will be 20% off the price. And given the fact that the last LEGO CEO has a ton of sets that were going on sale for 20% 10% off, I feel like making this sacrifice shouldn't hurt my business too much. And again, if I can get more business coming in from Lego stores and Lego Shop at Home from those fans who often do go buy it or have a store nearby, it is gonna mean that I will be cutting into Walmart and Target's profits, which in my case is pretty good, because why would you buy Lego from them when you can buy it from me and actually get good rewards now? I also promise I'll make them a lot easier to redeem, because right now it's a bit ridiculous. So those are all of the things that I will be doing as your official Lego CEO. I am very excited for my new job. It's gonna be a mammoth of a task, especially considering I didn't do much business after high school, besides like a couple bits of real world experience in there. So maybe I will burn this company to the ground.